Welcome to the Law, Your Money, and You. This is our second session on You've Got to Be Kidding, robocalls and scams. We got it all for you, except the next time we do it, they'll have come up with more. Right? I'm Roberta Sapphire. This is
And Camille Barron.
Barron.
Yes. I think one of our last, or maybe a couple of shows ago, we talked a lot about robocalls and spam.
That was our first You've Got to Be Kidding.
That's right.
And instead of just behind the scenes,
Yeah.
we're talking about the robocalls.
Yes, and the robocalls are just, they're bothering everybody. I happen to be reading the Washington Post the other day.
Worse.
It is worse. It's getting worse all the time. So this Jeffrey Fowler is the technology columnist for the Washington Post, and he wrote an article. He did a test, actually. He compared the different apps that are supposed to prevent the robocalls.
Oh, yeah.
So he
yeah.
did kind of a scientific experiment. But
Yeah.
he starts it out, and these are definitely You've Got to Be Kidding. He says, "Call me, maybe," is on the brink of becoming "call me never." Robocalls, those computer-generated shysters, are making some people stop answering the phone altogether. How many times have I told you that I don't answer the phone unless I know the number for sure?
I know.
How many?
Always.
How many?
Always. Over a year.
Right.
Yeah.
The rest of us trust unknown calls as much as truck stop sushi.
Yeah.
That's how much we
In
trust
other
them.
words, we don't.
By several estimates, Americans got more than 5.2 billion calls. Last month, that's a record of about 16 for every man,
and you
woman,
know
and child.
something? Now they leave messages.
Yes.
They absolutely leave messages.
Yes, yes, yes.
In fact, I got a message, and the scams do robocalls. Like
Yeah.
I got a message, I'm going to go to jail if I don't pay.
Did
the
you get this one?
taxes. Which
That
one?
they said that they have medical grade brace.
Oh, there's tons of them.
This one, I get this a lot. We have this medical grade brace, and it's going to be, you can get it for free, and this, that, and the other. They leave the message, okay? But what he said is that he's discovered some of the apps do a fairly good job of blocking these robocalls. And he gives some pointers on how we can at least maybe reduce the number that we're getting.
Okay, go over them because
Yeah,
I
so-
think they're the same ones that
Maybe.
don't do any good.
Well, some of them do a little bit of good, according to
Okay.
him. So he treats this as a battle. This is the fight. Okay, so
Okay.
there's round one, round two. You know how there is in that kind
I
of fight?
agree. I
Okay. So this one is first, he says, register on the do not call list. It won't help much,
I
but
agree.
it takes 30 seconds, so why not? Okay. Second,
You know what's funny? That do not call list used to work.
yeah, until they
now-
found ways around it.
But not only that, they put numbers, phone numbers, and the phone numbers that you're looking at are not really the right phone numbers.
Right. They look like local
Like
numbers.
I have to tell you, I
Right.
got a call. There's calls going around now on the electric companies.
Yes.
And they'll tell you how, we represent your electric company, which you know they don't. But I called the number back because I looked at it and it was the number. And when I talked to somebody after hanging on here or there, because I had set up a new account, they said, we would never call you.
Yeah.
So that's a scam robocall.
Just like the Treasury Department will never call us to tell us that
No.
we're going to go to
They'll-
jail unless we
they'll-
pay our taxes.
They'll come down in the middle of the night with the FBI and the cameras and the CNN news.
Yes. Hey, we'll get on national TV though.
Yeah.
We can't complain about
yeah,
that.
No.
So the second one, and I wasn't aware of to the extent to which this is happening,
Oh, yeah.
but the service providers, the Verizon and the other ones, AT&T, they do have free apps that you can download to help with
I
that.
didn't ask about that yet. Did
No.
you look into that?
We should, yeah. I mean, this one, the one that they're coming up with is a big one. I don't know if they're ready yet. It's called Stir Shaken.
I never heard
Never
of
heard
that.
of that.
If any of our viewers out there have tried any of these, let us know.
Yeah, I think it's in newly developing right now. But the other ones, like
And remember, never say yes, because they'll use
that's right.
that.
Why don't you go ahead and say what happens if you say yes when they call?
Well, they use it for your bank accounts and your things
Right.
like that. But I
And
got a story to tell
They
a little later.
doctor things up so that they'll put a different question ahead of the recorded yes that you give.
Yeah, since this is all you've got to be kidding, I'll tell my story now because I
Go
can't
ahead.
wait for
All
everybody
right, go
to hear
ahead.
it.
This is a you've got to be kidding moment.
It's a you've got to be kidding scam, and I don't think it's a robocall. I think it's a real person. They're real people. Anyway, I get a call from unknown, but there are some contractors and also people that don't want people to know their numbers for good reasons, and so it says unknown. So anyway, I answer the call. I had fun with this one. I just don't remember if I kept saying yes, though, which I should know better. So we all get caught.
Oh, yeah.
So they said, Grandma. So none of my grandchildren call me Grandma. It's Mima, and Peepa. And I've gotten those calls before, and just hung up. But this one, we were driving, so I figured I'd have a little fun. So I said, Stevie. He says, yeah, Grandma, how are you? I said, fine. But how are you, Stevie? He says, oh, can you hear me? Can you hear me? And I can't remember whether I said yes, but I know that every other sentence out of him was, can you hear me? Because, I'm moving around. Can you hear me? And I really don't remember. But anyway, the conversation went something like, but I am going to check all my accounts, something like, how are you, Grandma? I said, oh, fine. And tell me, how's Evelyn? Oh, she's doing much better than I am. Well, I'm having a little trouble here and there with my phone. Can you hear? She kept saying, can you hear me? Then I said to him, and how are the twins? And he says, oh, they're getting bigger every day. You know how it is. And then I started to ask him something else, and then I got tired of playing the game, and I hung up on him. But he called back.
Oh, really?
And I just didn't answer. So there's a good, is that you've got to be kidding? Are
You've got to be
crazy?
kidding.
But you know something? One of our bank sponsors, they told us about this nice little depositor they have, a little old lady, and she came in the bank and wanted to transfer her funds to the grandson, and she didn't, and they said, well, did you tell your son about it? And she says, no, he told me not to tell my son because he'd be mad. And they talked to her, and they looked through it, and they said, you're being scammed, and she was, and they stopped her. So local banks are pretty good.
Well, yeah.
When they see that coming.
You said something that reminded me of, where is it?
But there I am saying yes.
Yeah, now, there's another, this guy is really serious about getting revenge on the robocallers.
Yeah, so what's he doing?
Okay, so one of them, RoboKiller,
RoboKiller.
has what they call answer bots, and answer bot options range. So they answer, but they answer verbally. Answer bot options range from President Trump impersonators, extended coughing sessions, to someone doing vocal exercises. Even better, RoboKiller will send you often hilarious recordings of the interaction. It only uses these recordings when it's sure it's a spam call. And then another one, Jolly Roger, is an auto-generated annoyance. It actively tries to game the spammer's systems, such as when to press 1 to speak to a human. And it calls this technology artificial stupidity. Not artificial
that
intelligence.
is funny. I wonder if any of the ones we announced our last session have any of these on it, or
It might.
Actually, they said that most of them didn't work.
Yes, that's the problem. There are trade-offs with these. Some will do a pretty good job of one thing, but not so good of another. But the thing is that these scammers always find ways around it. Like people find ways around paying income tax, and some pay nothing.
Really?
Yeah, and it's the same thing. They find ways around it. So this technology and the engineers behind it are constantly having to keep up, and it's requiring constant changes all the time.
Well, it seems to be getting worse.
It is.
I had one which supposedly was from the IRS and left me a voice message that if I don't get answer the phone and send them the money, that I will end up in jail.
Yeah.
And people believe this stuff.
I don't know how they can anymore. But you know what we can do? Maybe we can put this on our website or on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
So people,
Yeah.
anyone who wants to know more about this, can
Yeah,
look it up.
we'll do it right away. Well, you know something? Along the lines, robocall scams, here's something that's not a scam but sounds like a scam, and then we'll get back to the real scams. There are different cities, and our very first show about 10 years ago, we did a show on Homestead.
I remember that.
And there were still states that offered free homestead is where you get free land and in return for living there, so to speak. It started back in Abe Lincoln's time. But anyway, and at that time, I think it was mostly Vermont, and then upstate New York, which people don't seem to believe, because when you say New York, they think of New York City. But upstate New York, where there's plenty of woods and everything else, they're looking for people to come. But I picked out just a few of them now. This is in Marnie, Iowa. And they actually have, this is an application, free lots housing application. And they will give you a free lot of land if you agree to go there and build a house.
Oh. You have to live at the house?
Yeah, you actually live there, and it's a little lot of land. And here's their whole, we'll see if we can get it on the show here. We may not. The print is so small. But they go to the border. They have a whole list.
So
of
why do
rules.
they
It's
do it?
real.
What's in it for them to do this?
Well, they want to grow their town.
Okay.
They want to grow it. Right now, yeah, see, a free lot program. It's a few months. It's a small town. I think it only has a few,
Let's see, it's
2,000 people.
Located between Omaha, Nebraska, and Des Moines, Iowa. Okay.
I have no idea where that is, but it's in a community of 120. They want to expand. Maybe there's no local taxes there in these little towns.
Yeah, maybe.
But there's another one. There was this other town. Well, that's Marnie, Iowa. Are you looking for a great place to live? They say. Some other ones are still in Vermont, and
Where in Vermont?
upper Vermont. I'm not sure exactly where, but they're doing the same thing.
Really?
But they require you. I'm not even sure if it's them or the upstate New York. They require you not only to put a building up, have a going business, and hire local building. You have to guarantee certain jobs.
Oh.
Which isn't so bad, but
No?
some you go years, they give you years without paying taxes.
Wow.
They do that.
That's pretty good.
And then half my stuff I can't find. Oh, here's one. I looked this one up. There's about, you can go on the web and look it up. I wouldn't mind visiting these places, but here's one that the name got me, Harmony, Minnesota.
Ah.
And Harmony, Minnesota, well, this is something else. We've got to be kidding. But Harmony, Minnesota, population, I can't see. How much does that say?
I can't read it.
Oh, you can't read it either?
It's too small.
It's in Minnesota.
I could put my glasses on.
Yeah, put your glasses on. Let's get with this. They even give you directions, and they're in Wikipedia. They have all kinds of nice things coming up. See if you can read the population.
Oh, yeah, 998.
Well, it's more than 100, 998,
Yeah.
almost 1,000. You know, we do books. We've done books in towns in Massachusetts that are only 4,000,
Yeah,
5,000,
sure.
6,000. And in fact,
It's only 1.13 square miles.
yeah, but
that town.
isn't one of our big cities Watertown, Mass?
Watertown. Yeah, it's
isn't
very
that only
small.
a square mile?
Yeah, something like that.
So you got to be kidding. You know, the college towns, they're like Cambridge, Massachusetts, where Harvard is in there.
Yes.
For one room, not an apartment, one room of a house, they rent out for $2,400 a month. Do you believe that?
No, you've got to be kidding. Really?
No, you share the bath and you share everything else.
You share the
Some-
bag?
Share a bathroom, share kitchen.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yes.
It's unbelievable.
Oh.
And the real estate there is outrageous.
Wow.
So they're running rooming houses. They're getting the college kids, you know?
Yeah.
Too
Wow.
bad. But anyway,
Oh.
So that's that. Now, the scamming been going on is what they've been doing. This is the most bizarre hobbies people have posted on their resumes.
On their resumes.
Yeah,
Really?
and this is like you've got to be kidding, because we're this is an
The whole thing
extended.
is,
We've got
yeah.
the whole thing here is
We've
you've
just
got
been
to be
getting so
kidding.
many of these things, we can't just save it for the end of a show.
Right.
That's
Well,
why
what
we're starting
about-
a whole show to it.
Before we do the bizarre hobbies, did you have anything new on financial literacy?
Well, one of the things we've just sent out with our newsletter, April
Oh,
newsletter.
yeah, we got the April newsletter, 2-page
is-
newsletter.
Yes, and the point of that is that, first of all, you don't just think about taxes once a year. You think about it all year long. And
How about all lifelong?
and because of the tax changes that went into effect in 2018, well, they went into effect for the tax year 2018. There were things that surprised people. I think we had, it might have been Alan Lurie who came on and talked about some of the things that people didn't expect. And one of the things, and there were several things that made it so you didn't either you didn't get as much of a refund, or you had to pay more than you would have thought. People who are working, for instance, the withholding tax went down.
Yes, so you get it on the back end.
Yeah, so either you pay less up front, but it means you owe more when you file your taxes.
Yeah, I've spoken to people, they said it hadn't changed, but I haven't got my taxes yet. We're waiting to hear from my accountant as to what other information I left out.
Yeah.
But anyway, so let them know we're on it. And we also have, I got all this beautiful stuff here, except it's probably not here. I have a booklet. I have the booklet of financial literacy. Here we go. One of the things, and I gotta say it's not a scam, is here, stem cell therapy.
Tell me about that.
Stem cell therapy, I really don't believe it's a scam. But if anybody's had stem cell, let us know. Years ago, we had this Dennis got a MIT. The government gave him a whatever you call those things, grant. To study at MIT and to have stem cell therapy on Alzheimer's. And I know that's been about 8 years ago, and they've been studying that. But this is stem cell, and they're taking the stem cell therapy when the babies are born. They're taking it from the placenta because that's when the stem cells are the best.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we went to a seminar in Arizona, and it seems that the ones that we've come in contact with are chiropractors. So we met a stem cell therapy in Arizona. He's a chiropractor. They had people there. Fascinating, absolutely fascinating. We were in Florida about 6 months ago, and there was a chiropractor there in Florida, but he was also traveled to Colorado and some other places. He did the same thing, stem cell therapy. I tell you, and you notice they used to have on TV about laser. Yeah. Go get laser. Why do an incision? This you can do a 1 incision. I haven't seen. Have you seen anything on that lately?
Not lately.
But now you're going to start seeing stem cell therapy.
Really?
Yeah. So as anything, you know, the buyer beware, because it starts at $7,000 and they don't think the insurance covers it. But once the insurance but they used to not cover chiropractors, and
True.
now they do.
Eventually it should be.
But anyway, as part of You've Got to Be Kidding, this whole thing is You've Got to Be Kidding. Please let us know. By the way, a lot of the stuff that we have here, it's from our viewers send us in. So that's, you know, we kind of like cheat sheet.
Oh, yeah,
Cheat
it's
sheet.
great. It's great to have these resources.
Here's, Tony sent us this. Tony sends us stuff all the time. This is Tony from Connecticut. He lives in Connecticut and also Rhode Island. Mm-hmm. And he sent us this. He says he'd like to hear us talk about this bizarre hobbies people would post posted on their resumes. And I think they got this from Strange Inheritances
Oh,
too.
okay.
But here's
Samurai sword collecting.
well, that's pretty good. But look at the next one.
Streaking.
Yeah.
Unless the job you're interviewing for involves taking your clothes off, anything containing nudity or sexual content shouldn't be on your resume. You're better off keeping these hobbies to yourself.
Yeah, here's somebody else's hobbies, drinking.
And they actually put it on there? They
Yeah.
actually put it, okay.
Hacking,
Showing off your computer skills
ability
is
to
great.
break it. Now, I got to tell you, remember Michaela, who's with her brother, they went to the Ryla camp
Yes.
and they came back. Well, she has some other interesting, I told her I got to get her back here. She has some other interesting side events. She takes courses at MIT on Sundays. I'm giving this away. But brilliant, brilliant girl. But last year, I remember she learned, they taught them how to hack other people's accounts. I go, well, what is that they're teaching? She says, so maybe they teach them how to do it so they can watch out for it. But this year, last month, you ready for this one? How to make a bomb or something like that. I mean, I don't know what they're doing with these kids.
Mm-hmm.
I said to her, if you were somewhere else and somebody heard this, they would report you because
Yeah,
this
put
is
you
what
on
happens.
the no-fly list.
Yeah, the no-fly. So anyway, hacking is a hobby that people have. Now, here's another one called LARPing. Have you ever heard of that?
Never heard of that. Live action role playing. And what is that?
You dress up like a fictional character
And fight other people dressed fictional
That sounds sick.
That is a little odd. Yeah.
Oh, this is funny too. Painting your toenails.
Okay.
I have to say, I don't do that as a hobby, but I do change the color on my fingernails every
That's
other
right.
day.
There's nothing wrong with a little pedicure. Heck, if that's how you want to relax, more power to you. It's just one of those things that probably doesn't pertain to the job you're applying for unless it's at a salon. Yeah.
So here, this one made them laugh. Oh yeah. Now, this I really believe. I don't know how many people out there. The witchcraft.
Yeah. Okay. What does this say?
It says that it doesn't need explaining, but I remember in my beautiful town, I was told that at such and such a house that they have a thing on witchcraft and they actually go there.
Really?
Yeah.
You gotta be kidding.
No, not kidding.
No.
It's true. But I don't know. I heard the other day it still goes on.
What about snakeskin collecting?
They
Maybe-
collected the discarded skin. Yeah, well, where do the pocketbooks come from? That's what they do.
Well, yeah. In fact, there was something I saw of a cartoon, and it had two women alligators in the cartoon. And the first one said, I like your bag. It's very nice. And the other one said, yeah, it came from my late husband.
Oh, it was his skin. Oh God, that's terrible.
So for snakeskins, it says maybe just, you know what, maybe just leave any types of collections off, especially ones that include collecting the discarded skins of reptiles.
This is very interesting, and I bet you someday, maybe 100 years from now, it will be time travel.
Time travel. Mm-hmm.
How about where you can just walk through a door and be somewhere else?
That's pretty good too.
That's where you see they try to sell you something, and this is years ago when they had timeshare, and if you signed up, they took you and let you out one door, and if you didn't, you went out this other door, which went outside. In other words, if you bought, they let you through the lobby, and they said goodbye to you and shook your hand. But if you didn't, they let you out the back door. It's true. It's down the Cape. But they that was a true thing. They put it on their resume, the time travel. There's a
Oh,
lot
dear.
of them. Oh, this is so funny. And this is, well, this one's stalking celebrities, arguing with people online. This one, we had a tenant that did that ferret racing. Ferrets really smell, though.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they smell
I never got
bad.
close enough to one to find out, but take your word for it.
This one I like, and being awesome.
Oh, how profound.
You know, they use that word a lot. Awesome, awesome.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
awesome. And here's the last one. I would say that this is what I would like to do if I had the opportunity.
Doing nothing.
Yeah, doing nothing.
Yeah. If it's going to be your
Oh,
fill out the hobbies section
of
of
your
the resume,
resume.
you might as well not include any section at all. Include
Yeah.
that section at all.
Doing nothing. That's where they got the one couch potato from.
Yeah.
But they don't do couch potatoes anymore.
No.
But
Yeah.
anyway, would you believe that we've had a great time here? And
Yeah.
we got about a minute or so to end the show. Is there any special requests that you know of? Let's see, we talked about we got people in the audience. Hey guys, any special things that we were supposed to? Oh, yes, I got it. You know, on those robocalls?
Uh-huh.
Well, I speak English, a little Spanish, nothing of anything else. This robocall was in Chinese.
Oh, in fact, this that we were just reading, he gets a lot of them in Chinese.
Isn't it something?
Yes.
And if you ever notice in your town, no matter where you live, what part of America, your taxes and water bills come in umpteen different languages now.
Wow. Yeah.
Isn't that something?
Did you understand the Chinese?
No,
No, I wouldn't either.
no, I don't either. But anyway, this is a wrap.
It's
We're
a
all
wrap,
set.
yes. And we have a lot of fun doing these
Yeah.
because some things you couldn't even make up if you tried to.
No, we also people want to know about the police books. Besides, we finished Great Barrington. We're waiting for them to check us. We got one yesterday, Bellingham,
Great.
Bellingham, Massachusetts.
How many towns has it been now?
We must have about 26, 27.
Already? That's
yeah.
wow, that's
and,
amazing.
And we're looking. We can't wait when we finish that LAPD.
That's going to be so
We're going
exciting.
to go to the moon. We're going to be
Yeah.
famous,
Oh, yes.
real famous.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I guess it's about that time, isn't it?
Yeah, and we got 3 kids this year going to the Rotary, Ryla. We
Yes.
got another 3 future
From our-
leaders.
from
Yeah,
our,
I'll lead
Lawyer
us.
Money and You.
Okay, wrap it up. They want us out of here.
All right. Well, everybody, thanks for watching. We'll continue to do these shows. If you have anything that fits into the theme of You've Got to Be Kidding or spam or robocalls, we'd love to
Yes,
hear from
yes.
you. Because remember, this is your show. The law, your money, and you.
And you, and you, and you.